Hello, Miss Pamela.
Hello, Red.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Thank you so much for coming on Major Key.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. So excited.
I'm so excited you're here. Everyone, first of all, welcome back. I know we took a week off. I hope everyone was outside having a good time. I know we were. But it is my great pleasure to introduce Pamela Incardona, costume designer extraordinaire.
Well, thank you so much for that compliment.
Soju, move. So we met on our feature last year.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm just so excited that you're here because we connected so well during that shoot. And I just think you're a wonderful person to know. And, you know, I love you and I love your energy and all of your stories, which I hope we'll get to dig into today. So I think I just want to hear first about you. Let's hear your story.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about how you got into costume designing.
Okay.
And, you know, how did we end up here in 2026?
Okay. I'm kind of long-winded, but I'm going to try and make it short.
Oh, this is the podcast to be long-winded.
So I didn't grow up in a town where this was something you strive to do. You know, I grew up in New Orleans.
Okay.
So there were a few films there, but they did come in. But it's not something that you dream of as a child. But what is that I loved movies.
Okay.
I would sneak out of bed and go turn the TV on and watch all of these black and white movies.
Okay.
And try and figure out what was the real color of that dress, because most of them were black and white.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy was in black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that was reruns because I'm not that old. But you know, I was trying to figure out the texture. You know, so that was the start of it for me. And then I always worked in clothing stores as a teenager.
Okay.
That was my first job.
Wow. Okay.
And
Retail.
Uh-huh. And I really was drawn to what was coming in, what did I see, what did I like, what I didn't like, what I would have done different. So the creative part of it started to come in for me. And I was like 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
And then my life proceeded. I went through high school. I didn't join any acting classes or anything like that. I was a gymnast. I was a dancer. So it wasn't really at the front of my mind.
Gymnast?
Yes, I was.
I didn't know you were a gymnast.
Yes, and acrobats.
Oh.
They used to throw me through the air, through a ring of fire.
No, you're kidding.
I swear to goodness.
Ring of fire, like you were actually
ring of fire.
you were up in the.
Yes, it was on fire on stage at the Municipal Auditorium in New Orleans, and they would bend my body in half.
You're lying.
My tummy was towards the ground, and they'd swing me back and forth, and then let me go.
How old were you?
When I started doing that, I was probably like 7 or 8.
No way.
Right.
Through a ring of fire. Okay.
Through a ring of fire.
Okay.
And it was fabulous.
Okay.
You know, and I was actually the only person in the class because, you know, I was small and I was, you know, they could throw me
Sure.
through the air.
Yeah.
But so it didn't, I mean, fashion really, I didn't call it fashion in my mind.
Sure.
I was trying to figure out what it was that drew me in like that.
Yeah.
Was it the acting? Was it, you know, the clothing? What was it? And then I moved to Los Angeles.
And you were how old at that time?
I was 20.
Okay.
Okay. Right out of school, came here. I was 20 years old. And I thought, wow, this is a place where I could get into the business. I was naive enough to at that point to go for it, even though I knew no one in the business.
Yeah. And did you move out to LA specifically because you wanted to be around the industry?
No, I just wanted to live a life.
Okay, yeah.
Different than what I was brought up
Sure,
in.
because you were in Louisiana the whole time.
Yeah, I wanted the experience of it. I didn't want to, I knew there was more out there. I just didn't know what it was that I was wanting.
Sure.
So I moved to Los Angeles and I did a student film that my neighbor brought me onto because I was in retail.
Okay.
And he was like, you know clothes, you come do this. And I was like, okay, you know, I don't know what this is, you know. So I took my 2-week vacation and I did this film with him.
Wow.
And I was hooked.
What was the film about and what
Confessions of a Hitman.
Okay.
And I tell you, it was constant havoc,
right?
Constant upheaval. We didn't have what we needed, and I didn't know what I needed.
Sounds like a student film to me.
So I was like the one that was, you know, like, oh, well, is this abnormal or is this normal? 'Cause
right.
I'm okay with it. I can go with the flow because everything was so fluid. And at the end of it, my neighbor's uncle, who was a big producer at the time, walked up to me. He said, how long have you been doing this business? And I said, oh, no, this is my first project. And he said, so you've never been trained to do this business? You don't have, you know, he said, you have family in the business? And I said, no. He said, you belong in this business.
Wow.
And I was off and running from there.
Wow. And so then it was easy for you to find work after that, or like, did he help?
What had happened?
Tell me what had happened.
When I moved back to New Orleans.
Really?
Because my mother said to me, you know, they're doing a lot of more filming here, and there's a production company by the name of Morris. I think it's Morris. And she was kind of like me, like, people knew what she meant, but she didn't really say the right word. And I tend to do that sometimes. But people get me.
Sure.
And they figure it out really quick. So I thought about it and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Let me do that. So I moved back to New Orleans and I started hounding, I mean, really, like stalking this production company, which was Morrison Production.
Okay.
And I mean, I would call, and they had a receptionist. Her name was Michelle, who grew into a really great producer. But she answered my calls all the time.
Okay.
And I'd say, and I was looking for a specific producer. I got a name. So it was like, okay, so I'm off and running. So every week I would call Morrison Productions.
Yeah.
And Michelle said, hey, Pamela. I said, hey, Michelle. I said, can I talk to Cindy Fertitta? And she's like, well, she's in a meeting. You know, she goes, but I'll tell her you called. I said, just let her know that I'm still out here.
Yeah. Okay.
So eventually, it might have been like 9 months, I think. But eventually, I got that call.
Wow.
And it was from her.
Okay.
Asking me if I could come in and talk with her.
Okay.
So I did, and we talked about the commercial she wanted to put me on, and it was really small. And
you were costume designing. You had been a costume.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Wardrobe stylist.
Okay.
Costume stylist.
Gotcha.
You know, so, and I did have background in costumes.
Sure.
But not for this business.
Sure.
More of a fashion business.
Okay.
But anyway, cut to now. So she gave me a shot.
Okay.
One of my top 10 producers that I've worked with.
Wow.
You know, you and her are together up there.
Oh.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
She was no nonsense. Direct. But the kicker was she was funny and kind. But she started my career in commercials.
Yeah, wow. And so from that point, did you stay in Louisiana working with her?
I did for many years.
Wow, that's really amazing. A lot of people don't start outside of LA.
Right.
At least not like consistently and sustainably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't regret leaving, but I did eventually leave and come back to Los Angeles. And, you know, picked up where I left off in New Orleans.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I had experience. I knew people.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't just do commercials locally; they were national commercials. So I got to meet a lot of people and a lot of directors that weren't native
Right.
New Orleans.
Right.
And every one of them I worked with was wonderful, and always said, "Give me a call." And I would say, "I'm that person that's going to call."
Yeah. 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 Well, and it worked out
I'm
for
calling.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I got back to LA, and then it went from there. It went from, music videos to commercials to film. I wasn't much of a television costume designer.
Okay. Okay.
I loved film.
Sure. Sure.
I loved everything about the business. I loved reading a script, taking in what the writer was laying down, putting in, pen to paper.
Yeah.
And help trying to build this character that she or he or them saw.
Right. Right. And bring it to life through clothes.
Through clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so there's so many things I want to ask you about just on that. Initially, well, let's just get into what you just said.
Okay.
So what is your creative process like? When you see a script and you read a character and you're, learning this person, how do you feel that clothes help express that person, especially on screen, because I feel like fashion in the day-to-day, especially coming from retail, fashion in the day-to-day, we do express ourselves through what we wear.
Exactly.
But we, as you get to know someone, you get to see them in dozens and dozens of outfits.
Exactly.
Whereas on screen, you're lucky if you see a character, in 5, 7 outfits over the course of a movie.
Exactly.
And so how do you decide, how do you bring that person to life?
Well, the process for me is I read the script once, so I know the story. Mm-hmm. And then as I'm reading, I'm trying to envision from the words what the writer is building here. Who is he building?
Yeah.
And, is she quirky? Is she, quiet? Is she flamboyant? Is she educated? Just across the board.
Right.
What, is she more creative than, than doing just, A, B, C, D?
Right.
Does she bring in her own ideas into her life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for me, every room in my house tells a story. And that's what I try to do through costumes.
Wow.
I try to help tell that story.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So I take the little things that, the director said and the writer put on paper, and I blend them together to create this character.
Wow. That's such a skill, because I feel like I love my own personal sense of style, but I think I would struggle trying to style someone else, because I think I would end up projecting my style onto someone else, even if I knew that someone was, like you said, maybe more shy or more whatever, or more reserved. I think I would end up projecting what I think is my version of that onto someone else. So I think it's such a gift that you're able to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, especially with this, because I remember we talked about this a lot on set, was just how much the industry has changed, and specifically how easy it was at one point to find work. I remember you had said, and this has stuck with me since this conversation, you said once, if you had left a job or you got fired on one job, you could find a new one 2 days later.
Oh, yes.
That's insane to me.
Definitely. And sometimes I was getting 3 or 4 calls for jobs.
So
and,
wild.
And trying to fit them all in. Like it was going to overlap by a day. They would say, okay, that's fine with us. I said I could make it up and prep on Sunday. And they were like, perfect.
Wow.
So it was continuous.
That is actually unreal to think about, because, well, obviously what things are like now.
Right.
But, my only experience in the industry, because I've been doing this 8 years, but it's all been indie, and that's been fun. And that's how you start, and you're getting to know a lot of emerging creators, emerging storytellers, but the money is not good.
No.
The work is inconsistent. The stories might be good,
Yes.
sure, but I can't sit here and say it's been 8 years of a great living.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yes.
And I don't know. For you, what has that been like transitioning from a time where the studios were absolutely booming, there's work all the time,
Right.
to now?
Oh, it's like turned my life upside down. And I wasn't a person that lived beyond my means. And I don't have children to raise. So basically, it's taking care of me. Which now, there are no jobs out there. There are people working, and friends, and we get together and we say, where are these jobs coming from?
Yeah.
Because we haven't even heard of them. So is it just one group of people working? And I have friends that are electricians, producers, accounting, and they're like, where are these jobs coming? How are these people working?
Right.
And we're not.
Right.
And it's not because you weren't good, or you're not good. You're talented. You're excellent at your job.
Yeah.
You have experience in your craft.
Yeah.
And so to figure that part out, we are not able. We cannot figure that out. We know, most of us know, and will admit that we feel as crew members like collateral damage.
Say more.
Well, when the strikes came in and the negotiations and the contract was signed and it was victory.
Yeah.
It's a victory on paper, but hollow, because if you're not working,
Right.
it's not just your pay going away.
Right.
You're not doing hours. Hours are not going into your health and welfare plan.
Right. Right.
So you lose your medical.
Right.
And then your pensions is stagnant. It's not growing because there's no hours. There's no contributions from producers or projects that you do.
Right.
So it's kind of stagnant. And when I woke up to all of that and looked at all the areas of what's happening in our industry, I was like, okay, pity party over. What can I do?
That's what I was gonna say. Because what do you do with that? I'm also curious to know. Was there a moment where it just like you felt like things just started declining? Like when you look back at it, is there a specific time where you go like nothing was ever the same after this thing happened? Was it a strike, or was it a?
Well, I think it was a combination of a lot of things. It was 2021, the strike there.
Yeah, that was huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I think that was the beginning of the end.
Wow. So even leading up to 2021, you were still feeling more secure?
Yeah, I was, because I was working on the East Coast. I was working on the West Coast.
Okay.
I had reconnected with Cindy Fertitta.
Okay.
She was taking me to Texas to do commercials.
Sure.
So
Things were moving.
Right.
Yeah.
Things were moving.
And then 2021, which for context, for those of you that are not following the industry super close, 2021 was the massive SAG strike, right?
Yes.
That's when, yeah. That was 21?
No, 23. We had
23.
21. 21 was also a strike.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was back to back.
They were back to back. There were 3 in a row.
Okay.
Almost 3 in a row. Not yearly, but it was, as far as contracts goes, it was back to back.
Right. Okay, so 2021 was just SAG. Wasn't there an IATSE strike as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in 2023, we had SAG, writers, and IATSE.
Right, Jesus. So again, for those of you that are not in the industry, those are big unions that the majority of people that are in the industry are a part of.
Right.
And okay, so 2021, you feel like
I feel like it started there.
Okay.
In 2021, and then 2023, I remember when it was happening, saying to myself, "Oh my God, this is the end."
Wow.
Of what we were used to.
Yeah.
What we come accustomed to. What we based our lives on. Our livelihood was going to diminish.
Wow. And see, that's a real shame too, because I hate that workers coming together to advocate for better quality of life and better working conditions ended up being the thing that slowed things down.
Right. I'm in the generation where we had 10 more years than retirement.
Okay.
So we were saying, okay, 10 more years, we can do it, we can do it. And it was like, what happened? Because really, truly, it was up, like it just turned upside down.
Wow.
So not only you're worrying about paying your mortgage, now you're worried about when you retire. You're worried about losing your medical.
Right.
And all of these things come into play and what I realized is that I have, and I know I have very little control over anything but myself.
Yeah.
But I realized how less control I had.
Wow.
How little control I had.
Sure.
Because I had none. I really couldn't do anything about it except for what can I do to continue to do what I love for the next 10 years.
Yeah. When are you hoping to retire?
At this point, never. I mean, how can we?
No, don't say that.
No, I know, but but here's the thing. In my meditations, I said, put me where I need to be.
Yeah.
And I know in the end it is going to turn out exactly where I needed to be.
Sure. I love that.
So I gave it up. I'm not fighting the change.
Yeah.
And I'm not fearing the change.
Right, exactly, because it's going to happen regardless.
It's going to happen. So, I'm going to make it better for me.
Amen to that.
If I can.
Amen to that. Would you say you're a spiritual person?
Oh, very.
Yeah? What does that look like in your life?
I try and be the best person I can be every single day.
Period. Yeah.
And my mother raised me to be aware that we don't know what someone else is going through. So that hello, that smile might change their whole day.
Yeah.
We don't know where other people are at.
Amen. Yeah.
And I try and do that every day. Some days I want to pat myself on the back. And some days I get back to my house and I say, I'm so sorry. I did not do good today. I did not.
Well, hey, that was one of the days that you were the person that needed the smile. And you needed the hello.
Exactly. So it's daily.
Yeah.
And I do daily lift it up and let go.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful. So you'd say your spirituality is more like people-based. It's really about how you treat others that you are around.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I love that. I think I'm very similar. I think for me, there is definitely... I don't necessarily say... I wouldn't say that there's like a higher power. I don't know if I necessarily believe in a higher power, but more of like a connective force between all living things.
Exactly.
And... I definitely believe in like the law of attraction and, you get out what you put into the world.
Yes.
Right. And so that I feel like I relate to that a lot. And so, sometimes it is just a smile, it's just, if you're putting love out, if you're putting kindness out,
right,
that's what you're going to get back in the world.
Exactly. Wow. Even though sometimes that driver will still cut you off.
Right.
But you send him peace.
Yeah.
And love.
Exactly.
Because you're not taking space in my mind. No, peace and love to you, be on your way.
Right. Wow. Well, okay, let's wrap up the industry conversation with where we are now, right? Because, despite everything that has happened, I still feel so grateful that we were able to work together on our very independent project.
Yes.
Right? Super indie.
Yes.
Great story. We still managed to, that was one heck of a production, all things considered.
Yes.
And, fingers crossed, we see some great success with that here soon. It's finished. And so what does life look like for you now? Because you have so much experience in studio, in commercial, etc. How
Yeah.
I mean, would you say you're freelance now? Like,
Well, I think we will always freelance. That is some people you're always freelance.
Yeah.
Unless you work for Paramount and you're a VP of production but most of crew members.
right. They're just day players. Everyone's a day player.
Everyone, yes,
Yeah.
or weekly, or
Right.
however you want to put it. But we're all freelancers. You're always hustling the next job.
Sure.
And when you get to a point where you're not hustling anymore, you're just putting it out there and it's coming back. And things are coming back to you. You've reached that point. So now you're kind of sitting pretty, and you're getting comfortable.
Yeah.
And with the change, with the strikes and the upheaval and slating things out of the country.
Right.
And which I would not have done it that way. I would have been more aware of what is going on around Los Angeles.
You're saying if you were a studio head.
If I was a studio head.
Sure, but I mean, we're in a position now where they're all they care about is the bottom line.
Oh, well, it's greed. It's money. Show me the money.
Exactly.
And that is really what's happening in the whole world.
Right.
It's about money.
Exactly.
It's about greed.
Yeah.
And, what we need to do is get back to balance, but that is a whole nother, that could be a 3-day conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And still not come to any conclusion that would be helpful.
Exactly. Because the assumption there is that, these corporations, and let's call them what they are, are corporations, have any sort of care whatsoever for the people that work within them.
No, it's a bottom line.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bottom line.
Exactly.
And that's one thing we're losing in the industry. It's the personal touch. It's creating that character, feeling that emotion. As a costume designer, for me, it's all of it's everything, my emotions, my thinking, my vision, my creativeness, my physical. It's all of those things come into play for me.
Yeah.
I put 120% into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a job to me.
Right.
It was a career, and I loved it.
And it was your art. You're expressing yourself. Yeah.
So when all of this happened and the business got turned upside down, and work didn't just diminish, it went away.
Right. Wow.
And everyone was unemployed. We're all in the same boat, trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And I think you choose the business, and if you build a career in it, it has chosen you back.
Right.
So what do you do? How do you explain to someone when you're going for an interview? And I have. I have tried to explain to them what I do. That I arrive sometimes 5:30 in the morning. I hit that door, go into that office, and my day is nonstop.
Yeah.
Until I sit in my car, sometimes 16 hours later.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about that is that I'm so tired, I go home, take a shower, go to bed, and wake up with a smile on my face the next day and do it again.
Yeah, because you love it.
Because you love it.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but getting to what is happening now, there's a lot going on in our industry.
Yes.
And I believe that fear brought us where we are.
Say more.
Fear of AI, fear of, productions cutting our rate, fear of cutting episodes. Episodic used to be 22 episodes.
Yeah, right. I know. Now you're lucky if you get 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think fear of all the changes that were coming in brought us to where we are today.
Okay.
With no work.
Yeah.
Everything being slated out of the country because the tax incentives are better.
Yeah.
The labor laws are better.
Right.
And the rates are lower. And they save all this money.
Right.
And really, it's an old saying, it's show business. There's still the business side of it.
Amen. Right.
And the creative side of it is losing.
Yeah.
At this point.
Right. And we've seen that at every studio. I mean, that's why we are in the middle of the sequel hell, right?
Exactly.
There's a million sequels, there's a million remakes, because it's less about the creative and more about the business. They're just, these IPs have audiences built in, so let's just do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not, and I was reading an article about the business when you used to promote a film back in the day.
Yeah. The day, yes.
Medieval days, no. Back in the day, but it's changed. They don't really advertise anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't think so?
not as much as they used to. It used to be all over the place,
Yeah.
and it was films are being watched now from word of mouth.
Sure. There is that. I think honestly, there's so much content, first of all.
Yes.
There's so much, and I think that's an effect of the internet and social media,
Yes.
right? Whereas like days gone by, it was more of a monoculture, right? You definitely had, the media was better controlled.
Yes.
What we all consumed was controlled by a certain few people, and so if
Right.
they wanted to promote a movie, it was everywhere.
Exactly.
Whereas now with streaming and social media, audiences have been broken up into different niches,
Right.
And so I think the movies that break through, that do huge marketing,
Right.
it does stand out. But I think you're right, considering how much is being made and how, I think comparatively there isn't that much advertising. It's only a certain few films that get big campaigns.
Exactly. And I think it's been a tool that the producers have used in studios, and they benefited from it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now it's the word of mouth. So if you
right.
have your friends saying that's an awful movie, it might have been awful to them, but you might still enjoy it.
You're right.
They don't go.
Yeah, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
You've got your people that you trust, and if I hear from someone, if Erica tells me a movie was bad, I'm like, oh, great, I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching it.
No way.
You know,
Yeah.
so there's good and there's good and bad.
Yeah.
And I know those are two very simple words, but that's really
What it comes down
what
to.
it comes down to.
Amen. I think we're also just in a weird place now, and I wanna transition a little bit, but wrapping things up. We talk a lot now because we kind of inherited an industry in turmoil.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
And so
A world in turmoil.
amen. Right. A world in turmoil.
Amen. No.
Yes. But especially, trying to make a career in this business, and, first day out the gate, it was strike after strike after strike. And,
Yes.
we're hearing how the industry is just not what it used to be. And so, like, what do we do? And so it feels like what is exciting about this moment, at least from a creator standpoint, is that I personally like that things are being decentralized away from the studios. It makes me feel like I don't need permission to create what I want to create.
Absolutely, 100%. And that was the next thing I was going to throw in there, because that's what I started to figure out. I said, okay, now wait a minute. This is changing. What can I use from the new changes to put myself back out there?
Right.
Well, one, I'm going to be open.
Yep.
I'm going to, do independent films.
Right.
One, I have the experience now. They're not going to be, they're not going to bust my butt.
Right.
I can do it like this. I can do it in my sleep,
Yeah.
not to get too cocky, because I still learn every day. But yes, I'm going back to that.
Yeah.
So your project was my second
Indie.
indie. And I have to tell you, it is in the top 4 of my projects
Wow.
that
I
I've
love
done
that.
across the board.
Wow. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
It was fun. I think the whole crew was great.
Yes.
The cast was fun. It was a good story. I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you said, and I think a lot of creators and filmmakers, they're feeling this. I don't have to ask for permission.
Yeah, let's
I don't
just
have
do
to
it.
beg, you
Exactly.
to make my film.
Exactly.
I'm going to do it myself.
Exactly. And you know,
And they're doing it.
Exactly, and we can do it. I love that you don't have to necessarily start with pitching to the studios and we getting the permission, the green light from the studio. It's just that makes it exciting. That makes it exciting.
Yeah. And from the production we were on together, I'm doing another one. I got a connection from that.
That's right.
Doing another one. And I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I can't wait to see what comes of that.
And so I'm embracing all the changes.
Yeah. What else can you do?
You can fight it. And what are you going to gain from that?
Right.
Frustration, anxiety.
Right.
And I'm not doing, I love this business. I was born to be in this business. And I'm staying.
Amen. I love that. And we're going to make it work.
I just got to figure out how to make it work.
Amen.
And it's working. Like you said, the jobs are fewer. But I think as people in the industry start to realize that, oh, they did it, we can do it too. Mm-hmm. We don't have to be associated with a studio.
Right.
We can do it ourselves.
Right.
We can sell it to the studio, but we're going to do it ourselves.
Exactly.
And I think the more people, creative people, writers, directors, everyone starts to feel that energy, I think they're going to turn more to it.
Absolutely. We're on the brink.
Exactly.
We're on the brink. It's already happening. It's already happening.
Exactly. And when I first started out, I did indies, but they would kick my butt because I didn't have the experience.
Right.
So I didn't know what I needed to look out for.
Right.
What I needed to be aware. Right. I didn't troubleshoot.
Right.
And because costume designing is all of those senses.
Right. You need everything.
You need everything.
Exactly.
For full participation.
Yes. Yes.
But
all right. Well, I'm going to transition us now.
Okay.
We do on Major Key. We do snack time every episode.
Okay.
And so it is going to be a little bit of a surprise.
Ooh, okay.
But I thank you so much, Erica. Oh, don't look. Look here. Yeah. I'm gonna gotta stay here. Okay, fabulous. Here comes now. Snack time on a silver platter. Today I have a homemade olive oil cake that I made. So please help yourself.
Oh,
I went
goodness.
more rustic, traditional Mediterranean on it.
Okay.
So it's a little bit denser. It's lemon olive oil cake. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
This is my first time with this recipe too.
Moist. Very moist.
It is pretty moist. Let's see. It's good.
I think we have more to talk about.
This is good.
We should finish this, get another piece, and talk some more.
Literally.
Made my day. Seeing you.
I'm good.
I'm
Oh,
done.
stop.
Erica's here. Oh, come on.
Oh, stop. No, I'm so happy you're here. I'm going to send you home with some of this too because
my
it's a whole
goodness.
cake. So it turned out pretty good.
Camera puts 10 pounds on you, honey. I can't afford
Not
that.
this camera. Not this camera.
Oh, no. Oh, you got a special camera.
I got one of the special ones.
I think your phone's going to start ringing for that camera.
Hey, please come rent it out, please.
If it's special, come on. Takes up 10 pounds, I'm there.
All right. This is a hard pivot. We're moving in a completely different direction.
Okay.
But another thing that I always love talking to you about is modern dating.
Oh, please.
So
Compared to medieval, my day.
I mean, it's funny because there's so much exhaustion, I feel like, even with like everyone, honestly. I think everyone across the board is exhausted with dating.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I'm curious to know your perspective on all of this, but I know, especially for folks that are in their 20s and 30s, what I hear all the time is like, because of dating apps, people are afraid to get out there and flirt and just like this, kind of, I don't know, just like a classic romance and just finding someone and approaching someone that people don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And so let's just open that up.
Okay.
I mean, well, first of all, are you dating?
I am.
Okay.
I am. And it's someone from my past.
Okay.
And it's moving, not quickly, but it's moving, and I'm enjoying it.
Okay. How did you guys, someone from your past, so you reconnected?
We reconnected, and we were friends throughout all these years. We stayed in contact with each other.
Okay.
But it was like, yeah, why not? We were in love with each other at one point. Now,
Really?
Now it's like, and he went his way, I went my way. and we reconnected, and it's been fun. It's been it actually, we were talking to him, and it's very different than what it used to be.
That being
Our
your
relationship.
connection?
Yeah,
okay,
our relationship.
Okay.
Because we met at such a young age. We didn't really have set ways. And I think as you
How young were you? I'm curious.
in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, 100 years ago. Don't I look
Please.
good? 120. But moving now into adulthood, and my ways, I'm set in them.
Yeah.
It's like I do this way. I do this way.
Yeah.
So the flexibility needed to come back.
Sure.
It's kind of like your innocence comes back.
Wow.
And with him, we know a lot about each other as far as, really the core of you.
And you've known each other for so long.
Right. And when you meet young, I believe you really do see the core
Yeah.
of someone.
Yeah.
There's no smoke and mirrors yet.
Right.
It's innocent, so to speak.
Sure.
Unless he's a predator, then he's always been a predator. But
Okay. Okay.
off book, but a little darkness in there, because there's a lot of them out there.
Well, I think that's beautiful that you were able to reconnect. Because I always wonder about that. Especially, you always wonder like, will older flames or people that not even older flames, but old friends, like life is so long, and so
you come full circle.
Right. So before you reconnected with this person, or maybe even during, I don't know, have you ever been on a dating app?
I did it once.
Which one?
I can't remember. What was it, Cupid or?
Okay, Cupid.
Years ago.
Okay.
Years ago.
What was your experience with that?
Oh my goodness. I was, I didn't believe a word the guy was saying.
Okay.
In his text or on phone calls, because still back then, when I was on the dating apps, we still talked to each other.
Sure.
It wasn't just pure text.
Sure.
And FaceTime.
Yeah.
And FaceTime. And FaceTime. And I mean, everything that I could, the 5 or 10 minute conversation we first had, I knew from the very beginning, oh my God, this guy's a narcissist.
Oh.
Everything was about him. And I was like, and right before we hung up, and I still went on the date, right before we hung up, I said, oh, by the way, I'm good. Everything is good in my life,
Hey, where do you think that comes from? I mean, from you, like when someone doesn't ask about you and you didn't share. I assume this is a situation where he just didn't share, or he didn't ask and you didn't share. Oh, he didn't ask,
and I didn't. Well, I didn't have. I couldn't get in there.
Yeah, you couldn't get away.
He didn't shut up.
Right.
And so I was like, oh yeah, peace out. I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Right. Do you think that's a Libra?
No, I think it's a Leo.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me your big 3.
Okay, I'm an Aquarius with a Libra rising.
Okay.
And a Leo moon.
Okay.
And I think when people push me too far, because I really do, and I pride myself on dealing with a lot.
Okay.
I really do.
Wow.
And
You mean like you take on?
I take into consideration what this person is going through.
Sure.
What their day is going to be like. I'm not just.
You're considerate.
I'm considerate.
Yeah.
I'm not their only department.
Right.
Being a producer and I come flying in.
Exactly.
Like, okay, this is unacceptable.
Oh, if y'all knew the stories.
Yeah, this is gorilla. We're gorilla.
We were gorilla, honey, and we made it work. Okay.
But it was the best project I had done in a long time, and I treasure it.
Yes. But you were saying you take on a lot. You're very considerate.
I do, and I try. But there's a point in me when I ask you to please leave me alone, and you don't. I am not sure who's coming out next.
Sure. Yeah.
Because when I ask you to please stop, then I am at my limit.
Right.
And there are people in the world that I have met that will not stop. And then because it's everyone, I believe, goes into flight or fight.
Yeah.
I think at some point.
Sure.
If it's out of danger, if it's out of verbal abuse, or if it's mental, it triggers something in someone. I think everyone has triggers.
So when it comes to like dating, what gets you to a point where you're like, I'm at the brink, like I've just had too
Lying.
much? Oh,
Lying.
Yeah, amen. Right.
I dated someone, and I really, really, really liked him. And this was back in New Orleans.
Okay.
I really, really, really liked him, and he was supposed to drop off a video at Redbox.
Okay.
Remember them?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Okay.
And Redbox was.
Blockbuster-
I would say Redbox was after Blockbuster.
Exactly. And I said, make sure so we don't get charged a late fee. And he said, oh yeah, I got it covered. So I came home that night, and I just happened to pass his car, and the video was on the seat. And so I was like, don't bring it up. It's not a big deal. So we pay a late charge. And 5 minutes into dinner, he says, oh yeah, and I dropped off the video.
Oh. He's
And
just
I'm
lying
like,
in your
dude,
face.
you just
You're
cut your
lying.
throat.
Oh man.
You know?
Right.
I'm so vivid with my cut your throat and violent. Okay, all right, I gotta work on that.
Oh my gosh. So wait, I'm curious. Okay, so you did the dating app once. You tried it once.
Oh gosh, never again.
Never again. I honestly feel the same way.
I left the restaurant. Getting back to that, I left the restaurant.
Really?
I mean mid dinner, because I was to a point where I was either gonna say something to him that was not very nice.
Yeah.
Or I was going to just leave, and maybe he'll get it.
Right. Hey,
That there
good
was
for
two
you.
people at that table.
Yeah, exactly. Good for you. I don't know a lot of people that would leave mid-date.
You're taking my time.
Right.
That I cannot get back.
Period. Amen. So, okay. I feel like the reason I don't like any of the apps is because I never feel like I can distill myself into a profile. I just don't feel. She's laughing. Erica's laughing. I just don't think that.
Why not? I think, oh my God.
I don't
You
know.
have so many positives.
Thank you, but
so many.
I think
you're funny.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. All right, we'll start with
Thank
you're
you.
beautiful.
I think it's just
Great eyes.
Oh, Pamela, stop. We'll have to go on a date if things don't work out with Mr. Man. But
I'm just looking for companionship at this point in my life. So that might work.
I don't know. I just feel like every time I make an app or make a dating profile, I'm just kind of like it feels too one-dimensional. I think that's my issue. Is like I can't really capture all of me, and because it's not an accurate representation of who I am, I never feel that any profile I've ever made is an accurate representation of me. Even my own Instagram is one-sided. I'm just kind of like, why am I on here?
Right.
And then there's, like you said, it's just time. I'm not even a great texter as it is. So now you got to keep up with all these texts.
Exactly.
They've gamified it to a point where you're doing all the swiping, and I think it just gives you this perception that like your perfect match, you can literally build a boyfriend. That perfect person is out there. You just have to keep swiping and searching and looking. And while the idea behind that of like you're allowed to want things, I think that's true, and you are looking for the right match. I don't actually think that the dating apps are the best way to get there because it's a game. It's designed to keep you on there. It's designed to, obviously it's a business, so they need more money, so you have to spend more time on there.
Exactly.
And so I'm so aware of the algorithm of it all. It just doesn't so that's why I can't do it. I don't like being distilled. I don't like the game of it.
Right.
And for me, I just think it's a lot less fun.
It is.
There's so much excitement in seeing someone that catches your eye.
Exactly.
And then you talk to them and there might be a connection. You try to start a spark. Like that is so much more fun.
Right.
And so, that's me in dating apps. So I'm curious for you because you tried it once and, you obviously were dating before dating apps.
Right.
What advice do you give to perhaps a younger generation who is only used to using dating apps?
Well, first, I'm sorry to them.
Right.
Socializing is a part of living.
Right.
Meeting new people
Right.
is a part of living.
Right.
You bring these people in. Some stay, some are just there for that day.
Right.
But you are seeing sides of people that are true. When you walk into a restaurant and you look around and you see the guy sitting with a woman and they're talking, but there's no expression. There's no laughter. You're like, what's going on there? You know? So it's kind of like you are participating with other people.
Right. When you're out and in the
You're
real
out and
world.
about in the real world, because that is the world. You cannot sustain a life where you're just in your bedroom,
Right.
swiping,
Right.
waiting for the guy to, because and it's good for some people because that's what they want.
What? What do you
The
mean?
same type of person as them.
Sure.
They want the person that swipes.
Sure.
They want the non-real person.
Right.
They
Right.
want all this game that is going on.
Right.
But for you, that's not you. Or it could be you. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
It's
it's not me.
Yeah.
So whoever I meet on these sites are not going to be the person for me.
That is exactly how I feel. I'm like, I know I'm not into this, and so
Right.
I'm sure the person that I'm looking for also is not into this.
Right.
It feels to me like a waste of time. And I try to do anything I can to spend less time on my phone as it is. You
Right.
know, there is just so much more life to live off of these screens, So anyway, I think that's great advice.
Yeah. It's if it were, here's the thing. I always feel like, do you? If it works for you and you are happy and satisfied, because it's not for me to say, oh, she must be miserable. No, she's very happy with her life. I'm the one putting all this stuff on myself, which is none of my business.
Right.
So it has to be what is right for you.
Yes. Amen.
Without judgment.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people in this day and age that have met their husbands
on the apps. Sure. And I also know a lot of people that have spent all this time on the apps and then they meet someone in real life.
Yes.
And it's like you wasted all this time on and so I just feel like when it comes to timing and relationships, you never really know when you're going to find the person. And so I figure if it's meant to be, you're going to meet the person one way or another.
Exactly. It's going to be brought into your life. Now, one thing about the dating apps is it keeps you open.
Say more.
Yeah, it keeps you open to inviting someone new. Yeah, maybe him. No. So it does entertain you.
Interesting.
It does keep you open.
Yeah.
If you are a person that relies on social media.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's real. That's
real.
That's real for sure. I mean, I hadn't ever considered that.
And that's the balance I'm saying. We need to use these as tools, not as a way of life.
Right.
I would be lying if I said, oh, DoorDash. What is DoorDash? Because I have ordered from DoorDash.
Sure. Yeah.
And but I don't do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, but it's there when you need it.
But it's there and it's helpful.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
Amen. Food delivery and dating. I'm like, it is a little different, but I see what you mean.
No. But that's what I'm saying.
I completely see what you mean.
My point here is use them as tools, not as something that you completely rely on.
Exactly.
And for that, you still have to get out there.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And not just for dating, but just for
life. Yes.
Because it is going to pass you by.
Amen.
And it does go quickly.
And I'll be damned if my life passes me by as I'm scrolling on a phone.
Exactly.
No fucking way.
Right.
No way. All right, let's do something fun.
Okay.
This was inspired by when I called you and talked a little bit about the show. And so I call Pamela and she says, I don't know a lot of this new slang. I saw the video of you and Erica, and
Yeah, it was like.
She's like, what does bricked up mean?
Yeah.
Because
in my day, it was the Commodores, brick house.
Okay, so tell me, what is? Let's start right there. Actually,
okay.
What does a brick house mean? Like, if someone
that's a slamming body.
Okay, slamming body doesn't really.
Girl, you a brick house.
A brick house.
You are rocking.
Okay,
you are solid.
Brick house. Got it. All right.
I keep forgetting about the mic.
The microphone. No, it's okay. All right, I'm gonna ask you about a slang term, a new slang term now, and I want you to try to guess what it means.
Okay.
All right. We'll start simple, I think. All right.
This is why I love you.
All right. This is one you've definitely heard, at least from me. All right. Tea.
Really?
Okay. Well, okay, hold on. There's a difference. There's tea. If you say there's tea versus that's tea. Okay. And I mean TEA, tea.
Tea.
Yes. If I said there's tea about something, what does that mean?
I don't know. Common sense says there's room, there's movement, there's, I don't know.
No.
All right, fine. So really, we do not need common sense anymore.
There's tea. If someone says there's tea, that means there's like a story or like, honestly, like gossip, I heard, with your situation, I'm like, oh, well, there's tea about Pamela and this man she's seeing. They used to know each other. There's tea. Whereas if I said that's tea, something is tea, then that kind of means it's more of a positive connotation. It's like just a compliment. I don't know. Like I could say, your outfit is tea right now, and it's cute. Your outfit is tea, right. And in the sense, like tea is still a point of conversation, but in a good way. Like, okay, your outfit is tea. Okay. It's a story. Period. It's that good. It's
so
tea.
a word that has double meaning.
Exactly. It's all about context. Okay.
All right.
What do you think it means if I said I was glazing someone?
Okay. Well, I mean, are we talking about sexual things or no?
No, actually, it has no sexual context whatsoever.
Ghosting them or
no,
dismissing them?
No. This one's also a compliment. If I'm like flattering someone heavily, you're glazing them, right? So
like staring.
Like what?
Staring at someone. Well, that's glaring.
No.
I'm trying to make sense of
you're using like regular words.
Common sense is coming into my brain. So really, I need to like put that out of my mind. Common sense. Ooh.
Yes. No. Glazing. It's if you're just like really trying to flatter someone or compliment them, then you're kind of buttering someone up. It's almost like excessive. It's like if you're doing a lot of it, it's like, okay, they're kind of glazing me right now because I know they want something from me. It's not stalking. It's not all that. It's just compliments. It's just glazing. All right. What does it mean to crash out?
Burnout? Mm-mm. Sleep? Mm-mm. Break in, make your path open to break into something, into an industry.
I wish that I'm crashing out into the industry, period.
Well, I'm trying to, crash out, okay? Because you can crash out and go to sleep.
No, crash out is to kind of lose your shit, kind of freak out.
Oh, I should know that one.
Right? No, because you crashed out a couple times on set.
Oh, yes, I did.
And look, I think we all did. That was a long shoot.
Yeah.
So crash out, I mean, how would you use it in a sentence? It's like I come home and, I had to take the dog to the vet and pay $300 like I was crashing out, like I crashed out. There's also levels to it. You can... Anytime you do something really impulsive and like you just kind of like go on a tear, that's a crash out.
Right.
When that man lied about the video, you probably crashed out.
That would be a crash out. Exactly.
Majorly.
Exactly.
He was out the door.
Yeah.
He just didn't know it.
Exactly. You leaving at mid-date, that would be a light crash out. I'm out. I'm crashed.
So it's not really... it can pertain to different things, not just a freak out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's just kind of, it's a state of mind. Like, I'm crashing out right now.
3 meanings in this word.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
sorry.
and crash out is versatile. Okay.
Very versatile.
All right. This one's tough.
Okay.
Low-Kirkuinly. Even Erica's confused. Low-Kirkuinly.
Have no idea. I'm not going to even try and guess that one.
This is fairly new. It's a late 25, 26 development. It's a mix between low key, Charlie Kirk, and genuinely. But I mean, effectively, if someone says, "Oh, this is low Kirkuinly something," it just means low key.
Low key. But
Charlie Kirk has kind of been memeified.
Okay.
And so people will just throw Kirk into things. Low Kirkuinly.
Okay, well, that now it makes a little sense to me. Excuse me. It makes a little sense to me because you reference him. Mm-hmm. So the word, but low key is low key.
Yeah, it's low key.
Yeah.
And then they just throw innuendo on it.
LK.
Yeah. LK?
LK.
Do you be saying that? You be
LK,
LK this?
yeah.
Well, okay, because the other thing with low key, people don't even say low key anymore. Now it's just loke.
See, yeah.
You just say loke.
I can't keep up.
I know.
It's like that's a full-time position.
What?
To scroll your phone to find out, what word is being used this way? Which word is...
And that's the thing. And I know it'll just come up, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we're saying low Kirkuinly.
That's just too many syllables for me.
Right.
Too many syllables.
All right, last one, and then we'll wrap up. Boots. I'll use it in a sentence. I had Pamela on the show today, and we were chatting boots.
Good things, happy things, opinionated things.
It's really just emphasis.
Okay.
It's just like whatever you're doing with it's like an emphatic kind of thing.
Okay.
Like I made this olive oil cake and bitch, I was eating it boots. Like you were just eating it. It's just boots.
Good.
It's just boots.
Okay,
It's just
so
emphatic.
How does everyone know what these words mean? Is there like a secret?
I think it's context, right? The same way. I mean, just.
But who creates them? How does it get popular? Who says them?
So it depends on the word, but
Okay.
I think generally there is you have internet culture,
Right.
where you're seeing these words pop up on your feeds.
Okay.
A lot of words, things like boots, for example, come from Black women, Black queer cultures, like Black queer subcultures. Like
Okay.
boots definitely comes from ballroom culture.
Okay.
And it just kind of made its way into the mainstream. I
Okay.
think because, and I know the internet historians here are gonna, whatever if I get this wrong, but there is a desire, I think, for, I think there's a desire from the dominant culture to kind of repurpose words that are found in queer subcultures.
Okay.
And also, because of the internet, people from these subcultures have more space on the internet,
Okay.
and then it's just kind of brought into popular culture. So they originate in a lot of spaces. Like a lot of these words have been around for a long time, and have kind of made their way into internet culture as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, it's not a big change. It's just being presented in different ways.
Exactly.
Coming to you, the information is coming to you differently.
Exactly.
Because when you go to London years ago, and you ask for a cigarette, and they said, "Oh, you want a fag?"
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry."
Yeah, exactly.
You did not.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
All
Anyway,
right.
that was a fun
Actually,
game.
that was a great.
That was good.
Oh my God, it was wonderful.
Oh, good.
Because
I'm so
I got
glad.
it. Because for me, I have to know why.
Sure. Yeah. Where is it coming from?
What's the point in this?
Right.
Right. And now there is. You're just redoing words like we did.
Exactly.
It's nothing new.
Right.
The words are new.
There will be some new ones. Low-Kirkuinly, that's brand
Well,
new.
yes.
you
Yeah,
know?
but it's nothing. The process is nothing new.
No,
It's
no.
still, yeah.
Absolutely. It's not like someone has just dictating.
Right.
However, there is, I mean, the last one out, there is this creator who's like gaining a lot of popularity right now, and he is actually famous for making up words. He will just make them up and explain them. And they're like absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the things that he says are so ridiculous. So a lot of them are not usable, but he has one that I'm definitely bringing into my lexicon. It's non-chilash out.
Okay.
That's a brand new word.
I've heard that.
No way.
No?
You've heard someone say non-chilash out? It's a mix between nonchalant and crash out. So it's like
nonchalant is probably the word I heard.
Right.
Yeah.
But he'll just make them up because he's like, it's like if you follow him, you'll know them. And like his videos are just like the more time that goes on, he'll just say these sentences blending all of the words that he's created. It's so ridiculous.
That's complicated.
So funny. He's like a genius. It's actually like insane watching him do it. But a nonchalant crash out is like when you're crashing out, but it's super low key. It's like on the inside. Like on the outside, you're composed, but you're having a crash out on the inside. Is a nonchalant out. And I'm like, I love this term. Like I'm absolutely going to be using it. So anyway, but for the most part, no. It's just like the internet. It just pops up on the internet and everyone starts saying it. So
now I do have a question before we go.
Okay.
When I was watching Erica, and what does bricked up mean?
Oh, you didn't find out?
No, I did not find out.
Bricked up is the physical manifestation of male arousal.
Oh.
Yeah. Bricked up.
Well, that see, now that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because brick house, rock hard body, so
okay.
So for I'm quirky, a little crazy, but for me that makes more sense now. Now I that seems
right.
That seems right.
Right. But what was funny about that episode too was she was talking about a new, fairly new, but there's this device called a brick that can lock you out of certain apps on your phone to keep you from getting distracted. So it'll lock away your social media, all that.
Solid,
so that yeah, exactly. And it's a physical device that you scan your phone onto it and then it'll lock you in and out. That way you can just stay focused and your phone just stays a phone. You don't have access to social media and you can stay focused. And so Erica was making a play on bricked up by saying she was bricked up because she uses the brick thing. Anyway,
the last part I saw was like, "Do you know what you just said?"
yeah, exactly.
And I was like, "Oh, I gotta come back to this. I gotta
go." So dead. Okay, all right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
As you know, I like to end the show with either a song of the week or pleasant thought.
Okay.
So totally up to you. Do you have a song that is on your mind, or a pleasant thought that you want to leave the audience with?
I think "Bust a Move." Yeah,
that's your song?
Oh yeah, we're making it happen. Bust a move.
Bust a move.
Yeah.
How's it go?
Oh, please don't let me sing. Okay, because this would be. Oh, I have to sing the song.
No, you don't have to, but just a little bit of it. Give me a little.
Well, what is your phone for?
What do you mean?
If not to bring up the song.
We're living in the present, We're in the moment. Where it's human to human, remember? It's all about, this is real life.
No. Okay. All right. So my pleasant word is...
okay. Yeah, sure.
Love, peace. I mean, it sounds corny, but really, truly. Love and peace. And don't be so greedy.
Amen to that.
Enough's enough,
Enough is enough. And learn to be content with what you have.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because it's a gift.
Absolutely. Literally. Okay. My song of the week. Let's see. I didn't think about this much. Honestly, my song of the week is going to be Rock Music by Charlie XCX.
Okay.
This is a new song. Just came out, if not, I think a week ago.
Well, you have a singing voice.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not. So,
oh,
you didn't sing.
Wait,
you didn't sing.
Sorry.
You didn't
I'm sorry.
sing.
You were going to make me sing.
Well, and then you didn't, so now I'm not going to sing either.
But I don't have a singing voice.
Neither do I.
That's like saying, go do that grip job. I cannot do that grip job. Okay, so you have a singing voice.
Yes.
Share it with the world.
I just don't even know the song well enough to sing it. It just came out a week ago. But what I like about it is I think we're moving towards rock generally.
Yeah. That's another whole conversation.
That's a whole other conversation. So anyway, Charlie XCX wrote this song called Rock Music. And it's just her saying that they're making rock music now. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's where we are. And, Anyway, Pamela, it has been absolutely wonderful to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
And
you as well.
Likewise. Hopefully we'll have you back on sometime soon.
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoyed it. I really, truly enjoyed it.
Thank you. And we'll see all of you guys next week. Bye.